Recording is on.
Hi, friend. Hope you can see and hear me okay. So, I'm sitting here at a coffee shop, and I'm excited to be able to share with you just really my honest review about this new doTERRA sun line, and um, for a couple of reasons. But I wanted to, obviously, I don't need to show you how to use this new product. It's pretty self explanatory. But I did want to give my review of it since I've been trying it out for the last few days. I'm curious how many of you also have any of the Sunline yet. Uh, but I've been excited about this coming for quite some time for a couple of reasons. I don't know if you remember, but back in 2020, there was a massive recall with among some of the most popular sunscreens brands because they were found and tested to have benzene in them, which is a carcinogen. And this was even among the natural brands. And so it caused a lot of distrust within the sunscreen industry because those of us moms, especially, who didn't want to put those ingredients on our children's bodies, especially in the summertime, had a hard time finding ingredients and brands that we could trust. So I'm so thankful that doTERRA has taken the time over the last couple of years to come up with something. And so I'm going to give you some of my thoughts on these as I've been trying out the face and body lotion, the mineral sunscreen spray, and the face and body stick. So I'm trying them out, and I'm just going to share with you some of my pros and cons about them. And as you have questions, wherever you're watching this video, whether it's on YouTube or somewhere else, wherever you're watching this, feel free to share your questions below, and I'll be back to answer any of those questions. But first of all, our family, we do not use sunscreen. We rarely use sunscreen, and many of you know, because you follow our blog, that we mostly try to eat our sunscreen. And if you're curious about that, you're welcome to. I'll share a link with the to our blog post about that we did a few years back. But it really shifted how we looked at the sun and utilizing sunscreen, because the sun is actually, it's a brilliant gift from God for our bodies for so many different things, and helping with increasing our melatonin levels to help us sleep at night, especially if you look at the sun within the first 15 minutes of waking up in the morning. And helps with, of course, our vitamin D production, which in then turn helps with our bones and even our immune system response. So many different benefits of the sun. However, if you are spending extended amounts of time in the sun, you do want to take care of your skin. So one of the things I will say right off the bat, of course, something that doTERRA always does well is the aroma. The aroma of this, of all of these, is really nice. The helichrysum, the frankincense in here, and then even a little citrus. It's very subtle. It's not overwhelming. So I like that. It's not, I'm just going to put a little bit of it here on my arm so you can see here. So you can see it's going on here. It's got the zinc oxide. Another pro that I like about it is it does not have any of the nano oxides. So that is a pro in my book. So I love the aroma. It's not overwhelming. Of course, it's got the helichrysum and frankincense, which are huge for tissue healing and skin benefits in itself beyond just the aroma. Another pro is I love the fact that this is a mineral sunscreen and not a chemical sunscreen. If you don't know the difference, you definitely want to look that up or let me know, and I'll share with you a little bit more about that. But that's a pro in my book, that it's a mineral sunscreen, meaning that as I put it on, it's going to immediately, I don't have to wait for it to work, number one, and it's immediately going to reflect the sun instead of absorbing into the skin. That could be ingredients that are endocrine disruptors. So I like that. Another pro I like is the fact that that doTERRA didn't go crazy on the SPF numbers. So you'll notice. So these two are for face and body, the lotion and the stick. This one's 30 SPF and this one's 40. And then this one is the body spray and it is 30 SPF. So they don't go crazy with like SPF 50, 75, 100. Because if you don't know, the percentages of effectiveness go down as the SPF numbers go up. So keep that in mind as you're looking for sunscreens out and about this summer to protect your skin. No need to go looking over the big numbers. So another pro is I have my friend Elise has been using the spray to help keep the color of her tattoos vibrant in the sun, and she said she's noticing a difference. And she's been using the stick under her makeup. Now I will show you this. So when you put the stick on, of course you can put it on your fingers and then put it on yourself, but I'll show you here as I put it on. I don't know if you can see, but you can see there's kind of a sheen to it. Now, it doesn't really make my skin look white like some that have the zinc oxide in it, but it does give a little bit of a glow. There's almost like a sheen. Now, obviously, that could be a problem if you are not wearing makeup, but if you're wearing it under makeup, you probably wouldn't be able to necessarily see that. It might just look like a healthy glow. Um, but again, same kind of aroma, very light, very subtle, but I do like that. So my other pro is that I really like the price points of this. All of these are between, for member prices, they're all between $25 and $29. I really like that price point as I've been looking at different sunscreens. Even the cheapest priced sunscreens were $16. And although this is a little bit more, I'm digging the fact that I can trust the ingredients in here and that they're not going to be ones that are going to be toxic to my body. And I feel like that weighs a little bit higher for me. And many of the sunscreens were these same price points or much higher. So I really appreciate the price points on these. Now, one other pro before I go into some of the cons, okay? Another pro is that the spray does not come with the top, like a clear top. You know, the one that always falls off or cracks or gets lost in your bag or your beach bag? Yeah, there's no top on here. It just has a lock system. So you unlock and lock it so that when it's in your bag, it doesn't accidentally spray. Now, I will say also, this has a 360-degree spray. So if you're spraying your back or spraying under your legs or whatever, you can get it any direction you want. So I also really like that. I'm going to show you how it comes out. So it comes out pretty strong. And it doesn't feel like a lotion going on. It feels much lighter. So, so one con is that I do not like the whitish appearance that comes from the lotion. But I will say it does absorb pretty quickly. So it isn't like some of those zinc oxides where you now have white legs for the rest of the day. Anybody had that? So I will say the lotion is my least favorite of the products. I feel like probably my favorite are the stick and then the spray. And it's not the stinky aerosol that you have to like back away from and not breathe for a few minutes. So two things I don't like about ingredients. I would prefer that it not have cellulose in it or vegetable oil. I would prefer it having some different oils in there, but I do like that it has jojoba oil, aloe leaf. I really like that it has those. Of course, it steers away from any of the carcinogens or the endocrine disruptors. But and I will say also one con is that so the vegetable oil and the cellulose in here could be non-GMO, and they just don't have it labeled here. But it's hard to know because since doTERRA sources ingredients from all over the world, other countries don't necessarily have the same criteria that has to be certified by the FDA to be quote unquote labeled as non-GMO or organic. In fact, many times they could be beyond organic coming from another country, and then they don't have to be labeled as such. So doTERRA always says that all of their products contain ingredients that are non-GMO, and I trust them in that. So I would like to see it labeled as such, but I know that I may not necessarily get that label if it's an ingredient coming from another country. So if that makes sense to you. So it's kind of a con, but kind of not. So okay, so a couple things. If we're going to compare this to like Coppertone, Neutrogena, I don't know, what are some of your brands that you use? Sunbum, Blue Lizard. These ingredients are way safer, just as effective, with ingredients that you can feel good about, and knowing that you're continuing to use products that are helping people across the world and not just yourself, and with ingredients that you can trust. So this is a big win over all the major brands. I will say there are two brands, two options that could give this a run for its money. One is the DIY option. Any of you ever make your own sunscreen or anything? At one time I did. And I still actually use like a homemade sunscreen spray. And I share that also in our blog. But compared to DIY, you can't really beat that as far as ingredients goes and knowing what's in that. I mean, you could use maybe 3 or 4 ingredients compared to 10 to 15 ingredients in these items. So in that sense, you can't really go wrong with the DIY, although you're getting the convenience factor of these already being done. The other brand that may give this a run for the money is Beauty Counter. So Beauty Counter has a sun line as well. And I have never used it myself, but I have several friends who use Beauty Counter, and they love their sun line. So now, I don't know about the aroma, or I have heard them say that it feels very silky, feels great on the skin. And so that could be a huge competitor with this. But among the major brands, this is no competition. So there is one other part of this line that's coming August 1st, and that's an after sun spray. And actually, that is the one that I'm the most excited about. I have been making my own after sun spray for a really long time, so I'm looking forward to seeing how that works and how we enjoy that in our family, having something that's convenient and already pre-made. So that's it for my review. Let me know your questions and your comments below, and connect with me on Telegram. We've been there for a while. I have several different channels there. We have our private channel just for doTERRA members, and then we have 2 public channels. One that we share more holistic health. I do a lot of health coaching, face-to-face and online. And so if you want things that are outside of just doTERRA, connect with us there on 3 Life Essentials. Or you can connect with us in our public channel called Explore the Unseen, where we share a lot more travel and ministry-related things there. And so, and then connect with the newest member resources that we have on our website. If you go to our website, you can go there to nominate someone to receive a free cheer touch. You can access our exclusive blog content that's not FDA compliant in the members only section. And you can access a ton of other resources there that are not available anywhere else. So connect with us there. I'd love to hear from you, and I hope you found this review helpful. You guys have a great day. Bye, everybody.